this lesson we're going to be learning American Kids by Kenny Chesney. Cool, kind of different country song, great acoustic guitar song. It's got a cool little groove and riff. It's really, mainly you just need to learn two parts. There's a verse part and a chorus part, and we are going to be covering the guitar solo, some little melody lines for those interested. But it's really just a verse part and a chorus part, and there's a couple different little transitions that are not any big deal. So the verse part is, the song's in the key of E minor or G, they're relative keys. The verse is kind of built around an E minor, and the chorus is more around the G, even though they're kind of the same. But that verse is that, so if you look at how that's being played, it's E. If you think of an E minor scale, right there, right? So we have the root notes of these chords are E, B, C, G, F sharp, E. So you can see that all those notes are right there in the E minor scale. So that's what gives it that E minor sound, obviously. So the chords are E minor 7, a B over G, a C sus chord, and a G to a F sharp back to the E minor 7. So E minor 7, play an E minor, add your third finger on the third fret of the B and your pinky on the third fret of the high E string. All these chords, you're basically going to hit the bass note first. So E, then the higher strings. Then we're going to go to this B. So just take your second finger off, kind of let your first finger mute the D string. If it rings out, it's all right, but you don't really need it. So now we go to C. So you notice your third and pinky are not going anywhere. They're staying there the whole time. Now when we go, those are all downstrokes, by the way. Now we go to the G. All you got to do is bring this finger up here. You don't need this first finger on the second fret. Don't worry about that. Now we're going to do an upstroke. Mostly the lower strings, like D, like G, D, and E string. And you're going to do that twice, 2 upstrokes. And then you go to the F sharp and really just hit that note by itself. Sorry. That's the riff. That's really a lot of the tune. So it's fun to play. Just take your time, get that groove, that rhythm down first, and then you can play it up to speed. It sounds better when you play it, you don't dig in too hard. You don't want to play it real hard. And if you don't hit all these high notes, it's no big deal. Really the important part is that root note. Okay, so you play that in the beginning, intro, verse, nothing really changes until you play, I think you play it 7 times in the verse. On the 8th time, going into the chorus, you just play the first half. You go E to the B over G, and then you go straight to the C chord for 4 beats. 1, 2, 3, 4, and that leads you into the chorus. So it's into the chorus. The chorus is just G, B minor, but it's a weird shape, we'll get back to that, to E minor 7 to G, C, the C sus chord. Okay, so it's in the strumming pattern is the same throughout. Low note first. So low, down, down, up, down. Down, 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 up, down. Okay, so that B, so you got the G, regular G chord. When you go to the B, when you come off here, put your second finger on the second fret of the high E string. You're going to mute the D string with this finger, let it just kind of touch it. And that's basically a B minor chord. But it sounds different than your regular B minor bar chord. You could play that if you're having issues playing that, but it would sound like... as opposed to the right way, which would be... So it's a subtle difference, but, you know, if you're playing this for people, they're not probably going to notice the difference. But it's kind of cool to play it this way because it keeps your fingers all right in here. You don't have to move much. Okay, so you play that. That's your chorus. You play it, looks like 4 times the first time, and then there's like the chorus tag, and that's the same. It's the same as the verse, you just stop. So you just have a stop in there. Just stop on the E minor the 4th time around. And then more verse stuff. The second verse, coming out of the second verse into the second chorus is a little different. It's still the C chord, but it is 2 full bars of it. So you play you play the verse riff 7 times all the way through. After the 7th one, like let's say this is the 7th one, you just have a 2-bar build up on the C. And then we're back to the chorus. Okay, so you play that 4 times again. Another chorus tag, same. We have a solo. I believe that's over the verse material. It is, and we'll get back to the solo here in a second. Just make sure we're not missing anything else. Oh, if you're playing rhythm guitar in the solo, it ends with 2 bars of E minor 7 building up into the chorus. So instead of building up into the chorus with the C, we're going to build up into the chorus with the E minor 7. That's the only difference there, and you'll see that notated in the chart. So now, that's pretty much it, and it ends on that chorus tag, which is verse material. I think it just ends like that, right? You go, hey. So let's get to some of the melody stuff now. There's a kind of banjo. There might be doubled with guitar at the beginning. This really easy. It's just 9th fret G string to 7th fret to 4th fret. So, and then the second time you go, you hammer on from 7 to 9. That's all there is to that, okay? And that's pretty recognizable in there. All right, so now let's take a look at the solo. Sounds like this slow. And then that's where it goes back into the chorus, all right? Not terribly difficult. Well, some little fast runs in here. So it's based out of kind of an E. That's the hardest part. But let's get to that. So for those of you who are interested where this comes from, if you have E pentatonic here, we have the second box or shape, and then we have the third shape. That's where we're at here. But that note, that's in the full natural minor scale. So 7th fret B string, half bend. Actually, it starts on the downbeat with this root note on the E. Then we have this half bend, so you're bending up to that note. Maybe a little less than that even. Then regular 7, back to 5, back to 7. Bend again, then back to 7, back to 5. And then we start the next bar with that downbeat again, 7th fret A string. So we have from the top, 3, 4. So basically the second part is basically the same thing, just not the whole thing. So it's, when you get to the 5, then you do this little lick. And that's 7th fret D string, hammer on, or you don't have to hammer on, you can pick it. 7 and 9, 7 on the G string. Then you go 9 on the G string, back to 7 on the G string. Then here you go, D string, 7, pull off, to, 9, pull off to 7, slide to 5, and hit 7th fret A string. Like that. So we have and then we're back to the same thing. And then this riff leading into the chorus is so that's 10 on the B string to 8, then 9 to 7 on the G, then just go right here to the 7th fret D string, slide back to 5, and hit 7 on the A string, back to our E. And then hit the open G on the downbeat of the chorus. And then after that, you can even hit the 4th fret D string for the next chord. So it'd be like, you could keep going down, you know, to fit those chords. So whole solo. Just kind of fades out at that point, okay? So there you have it. That is all the parts, including the solo to American Kids by Kenny Chesney.